Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you want to know a little bit more about my channel and the content that I am providing, make sure you go and check the previous video before this one, and it'll give you all the descriptions of what I'm about, what content I'm trying to deliver, and what I stand for. But anyways, today I really want to talk about my insecurities, um, what I went through when I started comparing myself to people that I saw on my timeline through my social media, how I distanced myself from social media for a while, and the reason for the big chop. So, anyways, let's get it started. First off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed, who shared my video, who's shouted me out on social media, who's basically been supporting me this whole way through. I could not be here without you guys. I really appreciate you guys just taking the time out to watch my first video, comment, give me feedback, and I hope you guys really do feel the same about this video. Now that we're through with all that, let's get down to what this video is really about. I've noticed lately, and just this is basically me speaking from my experiences, obviously. Social media is super impactful on all of us. Like, for some of us, it's the first thing that we do when we wake up. That's the first thing that we check. For others, I guess it's not that important, but you still go on it, you still upload, you still sometimes try to prove a point to whomever it is on your social media. But from what I've learned through social media is that, there are good sides to it, but there are very unhealthy sides to it. And unfortunately for me, I had to realize what the unhealthy sides of social media were. So I would go on my social media and I would really be depressed off of women that I thought were beautiful, or girls even that I know, not just celebrities. I would literally go down my timeline and see someone who's super fucking beautiful, to me, and I would just be like, oh my god, why can't I look like her? Or why can't I have her body? Or why can't I even have her forehead? Like, it was getting to the point, even when I was posting up all those positive things, like, when I am posting up those things, it's not just for you guys, like, it's for me too. Like, I'm reminding myself, like, don't compare yourself to these people that you see on social media, because you don't know if the grass is really greener on the other side. You don't know their insecurities. You don't know how they feel about, you know, themselves. I always thought to myself, like, why can't I just be as pretty as her? Or why can't my hair just be like hers? Or, oh my god, she's so good at makeup. Why am I so stupid? Like, I can't even learn how to do something as simple as eyeshadow. And it got to a really unhealthy point to where I was just seriously, like, following these people to the point of, like, I wanted to know everything as far as, like, how they felt about clothes and what they thought was, and disregarding my own sense of style, disregarding my own taste of things that I liked and didn't like, because I just thought, like, okay, she's cool, she's awesome, she's on social media, I follow her, and I want to be just like her. But people only post up, the highlights of their day or the highlights of their life. There's very few people who post up the bad things and the negative things of what they go through. And so it's very dangerous, to be on the borderline of comparing yourself and kind of like obsessing. I think for me, another unhealthy social media habit that I was doing was just constantly being on social media, to the point where I was just posting up everything, and it was like, oh, let me just make sure that they know that I'm doing this. Let me just make sure that they know that I'm eating this. Let me just make sure that they know. It got to that level, and I had to really take a step back and really analyze the situation. Like, bro, it is never that deep. It became overwhelming. It became to the point where I felt like this is what I had to do all the time. I had to prove that I was, you know, hip, living my best life, when really I could have really just been getting dressed just to take it all off and chill at home. And it got to that point too. And it's like, why? Why are you breaking your back, going out of your way to prove something to people who are on social media who really, at the end of the day, don't really care? Like, why? I say that to say that you don't need to compare yourself to anyone. Like, you're perfect the way that you are, and you may not feel like that. You may feel like, whatever, you're hideous, or if only you're just a little bit smaller, or if only you were as small as the girl that you follow, or, if only you had as many followers as her or him. I think it's really unhealthy to be that way. And unfortunately, again, like I said, on social media, we don't see the negative sides that everyone goes through. People post up what they want to post up to show to the world, like, hey, this is my life and it's fabulous. But you don't see the ins and outs of everyone's life on social media, and you feel like they have a better life than you. Like, just stop and take a minute to reset. Like, turn off your social media. Give yourself maybe just 30 minutes of social media time, or give yourself maybe just an hour of social media time to where you're just scrolling, um, or commenting or doing whatever. And after that hour is done, like, you let it, you turn it off and you enjoy your life, because it could be something as simple as just going through your phone, and then all of a sudden it's like 3 hours later and you're still on your phone and you're still like, oh my God, I just wish I had her body, or oh my God, I just wish I had her hair, or oh, if I was just a little bit smaller like her, I'm sure life would be so much different and life would be so much better. And it's like, no, you can't say that. Don't compare yourself to what you think others have that you don't have. You have so many great things for yourself that you shouldn't compare it to the next person who you don't really know on social media. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they're depressed or whatever. You don't know. And the same person who you're comparing yourself to, who you wish you could be doing the same thing with you. Could be saying, man, I wish I was just as simple and carefree as this person, or I wish I was just happy as this person. We can't define our happiness through social media. Like, if we're claiming to be happy, but the only way that we are happy, or the only way that we are feeling good about ourselves, is through the stuff that we get off of social media, we will never truly be happy. And it's super important for you guys to understand that social media isn't everything. In this world, it is, but it's not everything. And you have to make sure that you understand that. Um, my insecurities were really affecting how I was comparing myself to people. And, my biggest insecurity for me was my forehead. Like, this was one of the main reasons why I did the big chop, and why I just decided to just chop off my whole hair, all my hair. I was gonna say my whole head. Bitch, that's death. Um, why I decided to chop off all my hair was because of the fact that I was hiding behind my hair, and I was hiding my insecurities and what I felt like was my flaws through my hair. So if you noticed, I don't have a lot of selfies on my page, but if you do follow me, or you have followed me for a very long time, you would know the certain hairstyles that I do. I used to have curly hair, really curly hair, and like a big afro, and so I would make sure the bangs come here to cover my forehead. If I didn't have my wash and go hairstyle, then I would do swoops and make sure the swoops like come like this, where there's just a little bit of my forehead showing. If I tied my hair in a bun, I would pull my baby hair, but some more hair to make it seem like I had more baby hair to like lay around. I would contour my forehead. I would wear hats. I mean, if I could wear something just to go across my forehead, I would, just to hide it. It's been a super big insecurity of mine for the longest time. And I told myself, like, I looked in the mirror one day and I was like, bitch, listen, either you're going to fucking love who you are at this point and love your big ass forehead, because you're not going to grow into it. You're done growing this way. You're probably still going this way, bitch. But either you're going to just love your forehead and love who you are, or keep hiding behind your hair. And how long are you going to keep doing that for? Like, you're already 26, 5 more years you'll be 30, and a 30-year-old trying to hide behind their hair, like, for me, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but for me, I felt like that was whack. So I told myself now is the time to be confident in who you are. And I feel like this is a message for everyone, guy, girl, you know, old lady, old man, whatever. You have to be confident in who you are. And it shows. If you're not confident in yourself, it shows. And before, I never used to like believe in that, but it's really true. You can't just love a little bit of yourself and, hate the rest of yourself. I really wanted to learn to love who I am 100%. And I'm still getting used to my forehead being just out there for the world to see. But, I am beautiful, and I don't mean that in a cocky way. Um, but I'm just saying, like, I really, 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 really can't emphasize this enough. Like, you are beautiful, you are perfect the way you are. Like, to anyone watching this who feels insecure about themselves, who looks in the mirror and is just like, I'm not good enough for myself, I'm not good enough for this world, I'm not, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm all this and that, blah blah. Like, please do not let the standards of social media, the standards of society get to you. Like, you are perfectly fine the way that you are. And I don't want to get emotional about this, but this is something too that this is something that I had to deal with myself. Like, I would look in the mirror and I really was not happy with myself. But people didn't see that, especially like people who know me on social media. Like, I always have been this confident person, this strong personality type of person, but I really went through this dark phase of just not loving who I was. I mean, I was always wearing flowy clothing. Um, I was always like, covered up. I really hated myself. I think it was like last summer I went to the point of just wearing pants most of the time. Like, yo, I'm from Sacramento. It's hot. Like, it's like 113 some days in the summer. And my short ass was here wearing capris or pants or long skirts. Like, I hated the stretch marks that I had behind my legs. I have stretch marks behind my knees. I have stretch marks, there a little bit above my thighs, and I am always insecure about it. But this beginning of this year, I told myself, like, bruh, it does not matter what you see on social media, or what these standards, what they hold girls to on these social media standards and society standards. Like, it's not real. It's not the real thing, guys. You see girls posing for magazines or celebrities that you follow posing for certain photo shoots. It is edited, you guys. Like, they do have stretch marks, they do have bruises and cuts and razor burns and all that. They have that. And like, my obsession with social media became so unhealthy to the point where I was just covering myself in my clothing because, oh, if you have a stretch mark, bro, like, that's nasty, that's gross. But it's not gross. It's not like not normal. It's normal. For a long time, I didn't think that. So, my video today is just for anyone who is like really not loving who they are. You are worthy. You are beautiful the way that you are. You deserve everything that the next person that you're comparing to yourself has, or the person that you wish you were has. You are deserving of that, and you can get all that. If you're a size 36 or a size 3, it does not matter. That does not define your success in this world. That doesn't define your success in life. You are perfect the way that you are, and I really, really, really want to emphasize this because I see so many of us young women and young men being pulled down and dragged down by these unbelievable standards that the society and social media has brought into our attention. Like, it's not fair and it's not right. Please do not think that because you have these stretch marks, these razor burns, these whatever scars, that you're just this ugly person. I'm like, no, you're beautiful. Please please do not get yourself tangled up in this web of lies that social media has us believing is normal. It's not. Like, and, I say this because this is what I went through. My obsession with social media was just to the point where I was doing those things. And, my insecurities were really in control of my life. Like, I would not wear certain things because of my stretch mark. It wasn't till earlier this year where I told myself, like, if you want to make the changes that you want to make to become a healthier person, then do it. But don't do it to social media standards. So I told myself, okay, I want to lose weight, and I did this 30-day challenge. But I told myself, okay, if I am going to lose weight, I want to do it the right way. I don't want to do it to become sexy or to be this social media vixen or a Fashion Nova model. Like, I don't want to do it because of that. I just want to be healthy. I just want to have energy. I just want to be happy when I look in the mirror because, you guys, honestly, last year I was not happy with myself. And it's a super raw topic because I really haven't discussed it with everybody or even really said it aloud a lot, but I was really not happy with myself, and I was really insecure. I wasn't insecure about my opinions. Like, I still was a very outspoken person, but when it came to what I wore or how I felt, people looked at me, and I felt like honestly, it was so bad to the point of if I passed a group of people and they were laughing, they could have been laughing at their own joke. I would automatically think they're laughing at me and my body and my weight and what I'm wearing. Um, and I don't know how shocking that would be for most of you. I was body shaming myself in my room. Like, I would look in the mirror and I would just pinpoint all the stuff that I thought was ugly because of what I perceived off of social media, because of who I was following. And it wasn't until I started unfollowing those people, and it wasn't until I started telling myself, like, dude, you are perfect the way you are. And if you do want to shed those pounds, do it the right way. And, I did it. I lost 10 pounds. And I'm not saying this to be boastful, but my point is, that you have to make changes to your lifestyle if you do want to change the way you look. But please do not beat yourself up in the process. Like, always be kind to yourself. Always understand that no one is perfect, no matter how they are perceived, whether it be through social media or whether it be through word of mouth from people that you know. No one is perfect. Everyone goes through their moments of when they don't like their bodies. Everyone fluctuates with their weight. It is normal. Please stop beating yourself up about it. You're beautiful the way that you are. Own the fact that you have scars. Own the fact that you have a big forehead, big eyes, big nose. I have all those things, and it took me a really long time to get to love myself. Like I said, just last year, I really hated myself. Don't worry about what people think or what social media is wanting us to be. Like, everyone is different and unique, and everyone is starting to look the fucking same because all of these social media standards that are out there, and people aren't trying to, actually admit, like, hey, I'm insecure about my fucking body, and they all just want to look the same. And I mean, no shade. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. But hey, this is who I am. I come with stretch marks, and I come with flabs under my arms, and I come with dark elbows and dark underpits, which sounds so normal, but because of social media, it's like, that's not normal, mama. Like, no, make sure you don't show that or bleach it or whatever. But no, we're beautiful. We're perfectly fine the way that we are. And this may seem like a stupid video to some people or a pointless video, but there's a lot of us who are not willing to admit the insecurities that we go through. And especially in the Fijian community, because of the way that people talk, it's like, oh, you have a point to prove, so don't let anybody know that you're weak, or don't let anybody know that you're insecure about your body, or don't let anybody know that you feel this type of way because they could use that against you. But really, I just say fuck all that. Bump all that shit. Like, I'm funny, and a lot of you guys do know me, and I was insecure. I was really insecure about myself just last year, the year before that, the year before that. It wasn't until January 2018 where I told myself that I'm going to live my best life, and not just my best life, social media, but my best life in general, which includes being happy with who I am, understanding that I'm perfect the way that I am, accepting my flaws, accepting my insecurities. And, I still have a lot to learn as far as balancing social media, but, I really, really, really encourage you guys, if you are comparing yourself to a lot of women on social media and you realize that it has become unhealthy, unfollow those people. Don't get so caught up in what you could have been. You're here and you're blessed to still be here. So work on yourself now and just be kind to yourself and trust your progress, trust your journey, trust the process, trust yourself. You're going to get to where you need to be when you need to get there. It all takes time, nothing happens overnight. Um, Although it seems like that on social media, it's not like that. And, I really want everyone to understand that your life, I don't know where you're at in life and I don't know where you're trying to get to, but you will get there. It may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next month. And don't just be on social media like wishing that you had that life. You can have that life. You can have whatever life you want to have, but it all just depends on your work ethic and how much you're willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to be. And sitting on your phone on social media all day is not going to get you to where you want to be, sis. Like, and also, we have to understand that there's a big ass world in front of us. We need to put our phones down and kind of embrace what we see around us. Yeah, there's chaos. Yeah, there's Trump, who's a dickhead. Yeah, there's things going on with, immigration and all that. But besides all that, like, we're in the here and now. We're alive, we're breathing, and we're blessed. And we should take that opportunity to really not capture everything on our phones, but just soak up everything without having to post it on social media. You don't have to prove nothing to anybody. If you're posting things up just to post it up because, like, hey, I went there, I had fun with my friends, whoop de whoop, blase blase, that's great. But if you're posting something up to be like, look what I'm doing, don't you wish you had my life, then you really need to kind of evaluate what it is you're using social media for. Because if you're using social media as a place to prove that you're cool and you're hip and you're having fun, that's an insecurity in itself, because you shouldn't have to prove nothing to nobody. And again, it's not that deep. So, really take a look into your obsession with social media. At least for me, that's what I did. And I really unfollowed everyone who I felt I was comparing myself to in an unhealthy way. And I started following, like, not just heavier set girls, but like feminist pages that I felt were encouraging and empowering to the self image of women, to how society wants us to be, but how we can be, how we should be. We should just be ourselves at the end of the day. Um, and, I really want to encourage everybody to love their insecurities and their flaws and who they are, because, like I said, you're perfect, and you don't have to um, pretend to be something that you're not. The way that you are is perfectly fine. You may not think that, and you may be in a certain stage or phase in your life where you just don't like who you are, um, because you feel like you have to mold yourself to fit into this type of box that society wants you to be in. But I just say fuck all that. Break out of that box. Break out of that mold. Be yourself. Um, if you gotta look in the mirror and tell yourself three things that you love about yourself, people don't understand or realize how hard that was, how hard that is. For me, it was super hard beginning of the year to even look in the mirror, let alone tell myself three things that I actually truly love about myself. But I really, really, really encourage you, women and men, to do that. To tell yourself the things that you love about yourself, that you genuinely love, and realize that you are a fucking awesome person, that you're fucking dope, you're amazing, and you don't have to conform to what society expects you to be. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to fall into, you don't need to prove yourself, you don't need to live up to anyone's expectations but your own. Live your life for yourself and live your life making yourself happy, and everything will fall into place. Work hard and stay determined, and don't be so caught up in social media to where you forget who the fuck you are, because you're a fucking awesome person. Like, you're dope. No matter what you've been through, no matter the mistakes that you've made, no matter where you're at right now. You could only have $2 in your fucking account or negative $2, but you're still an amazing ass person. Don't let money define who you are. Don't let money or education define who you are, who your character is, because people don't know what you've been through to get to where you're at now. People don't know what you had to go through to get to where you're at now. So don't worry about what everyone has to say. Worry about yourself, love yourself, be happy with who you are, stop comparing. You may not have that bachelor's that someone has. You may only have a certification, or you may only have your high school diploma, or you may only have your associates, but you know what? You have something, and you have chances. You still have opportunities to get to where you need to be. But if you're going to sit at home all day comparing yourself to the next person, you're not going to get there. Be happy with who you are, because there's only one you, and everyone is one in a million. Sometimes people try to make it seem like they're more rare than the next person, and it's like, no, everyone is their own individual. But you have to be strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet and say, world, this is who I am. Take it or fucking leave it. And you know, if they say we don't want that, say, hey, that's fine. Because there's people in my life, or there's people that I will meet who will accept me for who I am. Before you want people to accept you, you have to accept yourself. And it all starts with self-love. And it all starts with understanding and realizing self-worth. You know, you don't have to find Christ to have self-worth. You don't have to find Buddha to have self-worth. You have to just look deep inside who you are. You have to realize your insecurities, realize your flaws, realize all that. Bring it out to the table, discuss it, put it out there, and say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm amazing the way that I am. And it don't matter what anybody thinks. It don't matter what the next person thinks, because you know what I think about myself? I'm fucking awesome. And last time I checked, that's all that matters. Don't get so caught up in social media. Don't get so caught up in hiding behind this mask because you're afraid that people will see what you perceive as insecurities or what you perceive as flaws. You know, stand tall, hold your head up high. If you have a big forehead like me, show it. You know, if you have big ass eyes, don't hide it. If you feel like you're bigger than the next person, still wear the clothes that you want to wear. Still show off who you are. It's your body, it's your life. Like, my point is, just be yourself and love yourself without having to go to social media to prove it, without having to go to social media to compare yourself to the next fucking person. Honestly, like, all that you need to worry about is making yourself happy, but like true happiness, not no mediocre shit that will only make you happy for the time being, but ultimately just be real with who you are and don't be afraid to show it off. This is just something that was on my heart that I felt like I should share with everyone. So I really, really hope that, you know, I've helped anyone. Please let me know what you guys feel about my video, what you guys think. Comment down below. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you like it, and a thumbs down if you don't like it. That's fine as well. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. There will be more content coming up, a couple of challenges, a couple of prank videos, so be on the lookout for that. And again, let me know how you guys felt about this video. There's a comment section down below for a reason, so please don't forget to comment down below. I will be posting up my email address in the description box below, so you guys can send me questions about anything, or if you guys want some advice on something and you want to send it, you know, you don't want it to be on my IG comments or my DMs and you want to just email me, please feel free to do that as well. Like I said, I'll put all that information down below in the description box, but please feel free to email me if you want to kind of maybe tell me what type of content I should put up. If you need advice on anything and you want me to post up a video and talk about it, I'm more than open to your guys' suggestions, and I would really want some feedback on that. So yeah. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for my next video. Peace and blessings, guys.